Hi everyone, my name is Misha Desai and I'm a program manager on the Azure Synapse Analytics team. In this session, we'll show you how you can create and configure your very own Apache Spark pool for your big data and analytics workload. So now I'm going to switch over to the Azure portal and navigate to my Synapse workspace. Now, once I'm in my Synapse workspace, I'm going to switch over to the Apache Spark Pools tab and create a new pool. So now, as I'm creating my pool, there are a few different options that we can choose from. So let's walk through each of them. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is name my Spark pool. Now, in the next setting, what you'll see is that we've offered a default, which provides the best price per performance option. Now, what this offer also includes is a high memory to CPU ratio, so it's great for some of your in-memory analytics. Now in the next setting, we're just going to switch over to some of the smaller node sizes just to reduce some of the cost for this Spark pool that we're using. So the next setting warrants a little bit more of a discussion. Once enabled, the autoscale feature monitors metrics like the sum of unused cores, memory, and so on, and then automatically scales the number of nodes in the pool up or down based on the job that you're running. During creation of the pool, you can specify the minimum and maximum number of nodes that can be set when autoscale is enabled. Autoscale then monitors the resource requirements of the load and scales the number of nodes up or down based on the resource requirements. In addition, there's no additional cost for this feature. Now, one thing I wanted to call out here is that there's no cost for simply just creating a Spark pool. What you're billed for is the time that the Spark pool is running or executing a job. And so going through this process and simply creating the Spark pool will not lead to a direct cost. So now I'm going to switch over to some of the additional settings. So now the next setting we'll talk about is the auto pause setting. The auto pause setting spins down the pool after the specified amount of idle time. A pool is considered idle if no jobs or sessions have been submitted in the allocated amount of time. And so now let's take a look at some of the component versions that come pre-installed with your Apache Spark pool. And so by default, each pool will come with a specific set of Spark, Python, Scala, Java, .NET, and Delta Lake versions. And with some of these language services, we'll also include a set of libraries or packages that are installed on each of the pools by default. Now, for example, for languages like Python, you'll automatically get the Anaconda's distribution. And so all of the libraries that are available through that distribution, you'll be able to access from your Spark pool. Now, in some cases, you might have libraries or packages that you need that are not included by the default distribution. And so for Python specifically, you can upload a requirements.txt file, and there's additional information in the documentation about the specific formatting of the file, but here you'll be able to specify things like additional libraries or versions of those libraries that you might want. So now, once you instantiate your pool, you'll automatically see that all of the libraries that you've specified have automatically been installed. So now, let's switch over to the final setting. Pool tags allow you to monitor the cost of cloud resources used by various groups in your organization. You can specify tags as key value pairs when you create a pool. And so here I'll add a tag, say, called owner, and I'll just make sure I mark myself as the owner of this. So the last thing I wanted to cover is the RBAC that will be required as you use various Spark features. If you plan on using features related to library management, or if you plan on reading and writing to SQL pool databases via the Spark SQL connector, or even creating Spark databases and tables, it's really important that you contact the owner of the storage account and verify that the following role assignments have been made. So you want to make sure that 1, the workspace MSI has been assigned the storage blob contributor role. And then you also want to make sure that you and any other users that might be using these features are also assigned the same role. And so this will help make sure that your workflow of using your Spark pool is seamless, and so you don't hit any RBAC requirements or gaps as you go about that. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and review and create our Spark pool. And once the deployment's finished, I will be able to start using my Spark applications. Thanks, and thanks for listening in.